This video demonstrates the use of the Cast Vote Record Prototype. This prototype was built to show how concepts in the Cast Vote Record common data format map onto a physical ballot. The only prerequisite to use this prototype is Adobe Acrobat Reader. If you don't already have that, a link to it is available in the description of this video. So to get started, we're going to need to go to the CDF Prototype GitHub repository. If you don't have that handy, that link will also be available in the description of this video. There are three separate prototypes that you can run. Plurality, which describes a N of M type ballot. RCV, which describes a ranked choice voting ballot. And then finally Universal, which contains both RCV and plurality contests on a single ballot. We're going to start with plurality. Click download. When that's done, we're going to open this with the system viewer, which in my case is Adobe Acrobat Reader. It's important to open this with Reader and not the built-in viewers that may come with your web browser. Give that a second to load. And we're greeted with a surface much like a physical ballot, except in this case we can mark it on the screen. And what's important here is that our choices will influence how the Cast Vote Record is constructed. The Cast Vote Record should reflect the choices we've made. And this gives you the opportunity to see how things like N of M races, as well as write-in races, I'll put in a write-in candidate. We can also mark ballot measures. And at the bottom here, there is a text box which allows us to copy and paste the XML out of it and into a XML viewer. So if I click Update CVR, that will generate a NIST CVR that I can inspect in another viewer. So I will copy and paste that into XML Spy. The viewer you use isn't so important. This one provides some formatting functionality that makes it a little bit easier to look at. And that's basically the gist of the Cast Vote Record prototype. It's just allowing you to mark a ballot, look at the CVR, understand the mappings. There are a couple other features here, such as allowing overvotes. By default, overvotes are not allowed, so if you try to overvote, it will give you a message telling you that that is disallowed. But if you want to see how a overvote would be represented in a Cast Vote Record, you're going to need to overvote. So we can do that here and update the CVR. And if we took a look at that, we would see how that is represented. Moving on to the ranked choice voting prototype. Same thing, we click download. Open with System Viewer. And in much the same way, we're provided a ballot surface, much like a paper ballot, except that we can mark this on the screen. And in this case, we can rank our choices. And if we hit Update CVR, that will also generate a Cast Vote Record that we can inspect and understand how ranked choices can be represented in a Cast Vote Record. Finally, we have the Universal Prototype, which combines both ranked choice voting and N of M voting on a single ballot. If we open that up, our first contest should be a ranked choice voting contest. Right there. And this one uses a slightly different structure. In this case, we click in the order of the ranks. And we can also mark up any other contest that we'd be interested in voting and inspecting. And we can also generate the CVR. I hope this has been helpful. Have a nice day.